How's it going today, everyone? Absolutely gorgeous day here at the farm. Today, I want to talk about harvesting tulips. It's that time of year for us. It's one weekend before Mother's Day. This is a huge flower for us to help support our bouquets for Mother's Day. And yeah, I just want to show you guys how we dig them, the method that we use, how we store them, and why they're important to us. Okay, so let's dive right in. This is a variety of tulips that is definitely a late variety. It's not ready yet. It's just got these little buds starting to form. So the reason why I'm showing you this is because we grow earlies, mids, and lates, because you don't want to be harvesting all at the same time. So this is an example of, I still think that this is a mid to late variety. We've harvested about, I don't know, maybe 50% of everything so far. So we try and grow, like I said, the earlies, the mids, and the lates. This is the variety that I'm going to be harvesting today. I can't remember what the variety is. Let's check it out. These little stakes here. Lean Vandermark. Interesting. So let's talk about when they're ready to harvest. These here in the back that are open, these are actually a little bit further than I'd like them to be. Really what you want to see is that this bud has started to show the color of the tulip. An example of one that's not showing it is this one right here. So I'll still probably harvest that green one because I'm quite confident it's going to open, and I'll tell you why I'm confident it's going to open, because when we harvest these, we harvest them with the bulb attached and all. This is really important because when you harvest them with the bulb attached on them, you can store them in the fridge for like almost a month. This is huge because we want to be able to slowly use all of our tulips to support our bouquets. So I did a video on hardy annuals just recently. Definitely check that out. But tulips are the focal flower that we use to go along with our hardy annual flowers that are like nice fillers, spikes, and all that type of stuff. So this is really important. So what I'm going to show you guys now is how we dig these really quick, how we store them in bulb crates, and just that whole method. Okay, let's talk about how we dig these things. This is called a broad fork. This is a really good tool to do this. It's actually the tool of choice. This year we made all of our rows with a tractor, so they're not quite as wide. We use these like hiller discs, which I can show you guys after this. But I like the rows not being quite as wide. When I did them with the bucket of the tractor, we do rows that were like 4 feet wide, and it got kind of like cumbersome to pick. So while this method does take more space to do, we have the space to do it, and it's just way easier to use these hiller discs with the tractor. It also really helps when you're going to harvest, which is what I'm going to show you guys right now. So first step for harvesting, we just go down either side. We use the broad fork and we loosen both sides. You can really move right along pretty quickly and do this. So for production's sake, I'll just jump to this side. Same thing. Loosen that whole thing up. Once you've got it loosened like that, you can literally just go right down the line and pull these all out with the bulb right intact on them. Sometimes you can grab them like 2 at a time. We do try and separate out the ones that are a little bit more open versus the ones that are a little bit more closed, and that's because these ones we're going to want to use first. And when we make a bouquet, we always have some that are a little bit open and some that are closed so that the customer can kind of know what the tulip's gonna look like, but also have those ones that are budded up to look forward to. So yeah, you can make pretty short work of this. It's a lot of tulips, but just going down the line and just pulling them. It's really fun. So sometimes if they break like that, which is like 1 in 20, these ones need to go into water. So these ones don't go in water, they're just gonna go in crates, and I'll show you that right now. Okay, so we picked 2 full crates worth. As you can see, this crate is the ones that are more open, and this crate is the ones that are more closed. The reason why we want to do the more open ones together and the closed ones together is these ones will get used first in bouquets, just because they're more open. These black crates, these are just called bulb crates. Your tulips will probably come in these when you order them, if you order them in large quantities. To hold these bulbs in there, we just use these little like bamboo or wooden little stakes or sticks that just kind of hold it in. And this will sit right up like that. This will sit right up straight in the cooler. It's not straight now because it's not uneven ground, but because tulips just kind of want to keep growing up, so you make sure you put them like that when you put them in the cooler. As you can see here, that was really not a large distance. I would say maybe 5 feet filled up 2 crates. So you get a lot of bang for your buck with tulips. When you plant them, you're obviously planting them like really, really tight. Basically just so they're not touching each other. Yeah, that's what I want to show you guys, because it's the season right now. It's really nice. We've got some other cool varieties. This one over here is really interesting. There's another like really like frilly, kind of like peony style one over there. And then this whole variety yet to come, which is great. So I'll show you guys that implement that I use on the tractor. It's not necessary to have it, but it sure does help quite a bit. And I'll also show you how we put them all in the cooler. Okay, this thing doesn't look like much, and it's really not. It's a hiller that goes on the back of the tractor. So it goes, this is the back of it here. It gets pulled that direction ahead, and it's got these little discs. I don't know if you can see these. See those discs right there? There's one on each side. You can totally move them in on the bar or out on the bar. What's really cool about this is that this can either fill. So right now it's in filling mode. So it'd be filling back in a trench. But if you move them closer and you flip the discs so they're pushing soil away, making a V, that's how you make a trench. And that's what we did for the tulips. You run this thing along, you make the trench. You make the trench about 4 inches deep, and then you set all you have to rake the bottom, put a little bit of fertilizer down, granular fertilizer. You can do compost too. Rake it flat with like a nice rake. It just happens to be like just about a rake's width wide, a rigid rake. And yeah, and then you come back over it once all the tulips are in it, and you go really slow the first pass, and you just kind of gently put the soil over it. Then you have to do another pass, and you can kind of go a little bit faster with the tractor and throw it over. One raking after that, you're good to go. So instead of digging all of these trenches by hand or using the bucket of the tractor, you can make the trench in however long it takes to go down the row, which is not long. Usually I do have to go twice to make the trench, just to get like a good deep, make sure all the soil is excavated out of there. But this is it. This is just like a toolbar attachment is what this is called, a toolbar for a tractor. And then these discs you can buy. I think you can get them on different ag supply stores online. They'll ship them right to you. So toolbars are great for a lot of different things. You can put cultivator attachments on this if you want to. We don't really do that. I've kind of had this thing from an early stage in my farming and like have resurrected just for this purpose, for making trenches for gladiolus bulbs, tulip bulbs, and yeah, things like that. You can actually use this for trenching for your dahlias too. It works super good for that, and it goes really, really quick. So cool, wanted to show you guys that. Okay guys, so here we're walking into our cold storage. And this is where we're keeping all of our flowers, early season stuff right now. Okay, so you can see how this is where we keep the tulips like I just dug in the video, using the sticks to hold them together. This method makes it super easy to carry them around, pull them out, use them for our bouquet production. This thing is all chilled with a AC unit, back here a 220 AC unit, and a cool bot, which tricks that thing into being colder. Usually this is at 35, it's at 40, well, it just went to 43 because the door's been open a lot right now. We just loaded this up with more tulips, but I try and keep this thing at 35. When you keep this cooler at 35 degrees with your tulips attached to the bulbs, you can literally keep them in here as long as you keep the light off for like a month if they're not super open. Why is this so important? This is huge because we slowly release these tulips out for our bouquet production. Like I said, we use these as focal flowers in our bouquets. The different hardy annuals that we have, like cress, Orlia, Nigella's coming, Sweet Williams, those are like the fillers and the umbrella style ones that can help support these focal flowers. So you need to have a focal flower early season to help support your bouquets. We don't sell our tulips in single bunches. Why? I don't know, just because we just sell bouquets, and I feel like selling them just as a bunch is, yes, quicker to do, but it's not, I don't know, you can get more value out of a bouquet. If you've got someone who can make bouquets really quick, and we make about 24 at a time per pass, you can just get more value out of a bouquet. That's how we do it. I'm not saying it's the right way to do it, but that's just how we do it. So yeah, these are some of the hardy annuals that we use to support the bouquets. Cress, Orlia. The Orlia just got picked. It definitely wilts a lot when it picks. And I'm really liking this Sweet Williams that we're using here. It's great. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions on anything. I appreciate you tuning in for this video. Hopefully I covered some stuff that's helpful for you. That's the way I'm looking at these videos, is like, what would I have wanted to know 12 years ago when I was getting started? And just trying to share some information. Again, not saying we're doing it right, but this is just how we do it, and it's working for us. And I hope you guys have a successful spring farming. And yeah, let me know if you have any comments or questions. This is fun for me to do, so thanks a lot.